this by asking Mayor Langford, what do you consider your biggest accomplishment to date?
Being reaffirmed by the electorate and voted back into office.
And what's your biggest disappointment?
You guys.
Would you like to expand any on that?
I think your newspaper is very biased, and I don't ever think that you have treated me fairly. And given the responsibility that you have to the readership in the entire region, I would expect you guys to be more fair in your reporting, which historically you haven't been, in my view. So my biggest disappointment is your lack of objectivity.
Okay. In your next term, what do you hope to accomplish that you haven't already?
I want to stabilize taxes as we did during my first term, and I want to see Atlantic City realize the promise of casino gaming, particularly in the development of Beta Field.
For the rest of you, why are you running, and what do you see as Mayor Langford's biggest accomplishment and failure? Just starting on this side, Mr. Kurtz.
All right. Biggest accomplishment. The thing that comes to mind off the top of my head is I agree with the mayor's decision to allow ex-offenders to work for the city. And that's a project that I would like to expand upon as mayor to focus more on the trades, mimicking what the county has done. I think it's a better method to allow ex-offenders to re-enter society and rehabilitate themselves by actually learning a trade. There's less room for discrimination. Biggest failure, and I don't think this is unique to the mayor. I don't think any of the mayors have realized the promise of casino gaming in this town. There needs to be drastic and dramatic budget cuts, reduction in workforce in the city in order to realize what casino gaming is supposed to bring here. It should be more akin to Las Vegas. Our taxes should be they should be low to non-existent in Atlantic City for the amount of rateables that come in.
Well, the mayor in the last election said that he was going to stabilize the taxes this time. The taxes haven't been stabilized, so that's not an accomplishment. Ignoring the reval years ago hurt the city of Atlantic City, because when this reval was done, it was done at the highest real estate value. And we were appraised 3 times higher, and they doubled our taxes that government did. And they didn't cut down any of spending. The spending's still going out of this world, and the city's not collecting that many taxes. They didn't keep the state cap. The government's not running properly. There's no money. But I'd also want to echo the mayor's theme. You may not have been fair to him, but over the 30 years past, you haven't been fair to me. I think you make a concerted effort to demean me and put me in a negative light, whether it's because I was civic-minded to be King Neptune, or whether I run for public office or not. As a citizen, as a newspaper, you should be praising me for running for public office, not mocking me every time I step out the door. As perennial, you changed the word now. It's not perennial anymore. It's some other word you used last week. You've never given me a proper opportunity. That's to meet Mr. Borowski here. I would like to ask him to go to my files and look at all the activism and the issues and everything that I've been involved in Atlantic City for the past 30 years. I formed civic associations 20 years ago, every one of them. I've been on every issue in the city for a correct answer. You should read this brochure right here. I'm disappointed in your endorsement last year when I ran. You said I didn't offer any specifics. That's not true. If you read this closely, you'll hear specifics in it. And I've offered specifics over many years, and I gave you a tape of my radio commercials so you can listen to them and see what that has to say. And as far as Beta Field's concerned, that's a dead issue. That should sit dormant. That property should not be sold. I support the mixed use. It's in the pamphlet. There could be money being derived from that field right now, whether it be parking, line it like a baseball field. It's easy, white powdered parking lot. You got the parking lot next to the castle's falling down, the boardwalk's falling down. There are no accomplishments in Atlantic City because the place has no money. The government says we have no money. You have no money for community policing, boardwalk lighting, fixing the boardwalk. There's no money, they say. How can a city bringing in $201.5 million say they don't have any money and never focused on the major things that the city has to focus on, which is its foundation? They missed the whole boat on tourism. They're so concentrated on inward, on people and hiring. I would have not hired anybody. I would have held the freeze intact. That's how you bring money down. And I would offer the employees an employee retirement incentive program. That's good enough for that. But I agree with the mayor. You're not fair. You have to report the news. You shouldn't be maligning people with negative terms. You see, I'm not King Neptune anymore, right?
Okay, my turn. His best accomplishment thus far, I think, has not yet happened yet, but he had proposed it recently. He wants to break up the city into 8, 9, 10 areas. Put a person in each area, a trash can on wheels, a dustpan, and a broom, and hand clean all our city streets in each district from the inlet down into Jackson Avenue. The 6 council people will, in the 6 wards, will each pick a person who will have that opportunity to be employed to do that task. They will be held responsible. I think that is one of the best things I've heard yet. I disagree with the mayor. I think the mayor has raised taxes since he's been in office. First year he was in office, I cut the budget a little over $9 million. I took it off the budget, $9 million. Second year, I cut the budget $8 million. The third year, $7.5 million. The fourth year, $7 million. I mean, it was an excess budget. Nothing got hurt as a result of the cuts. We still maintained our services, and we continued on as a city. Bader Field. Bader Field is the greatest opportunity Atlantic City has at this point. As everyone knows, we had a high offer of $800 million. I have to use a pen because I want to be exact. I proposed a plan to the local finance board because of a senator bill that required us to go up and present a case, and we would have permission to sell or not sell. I spoke before that board. They loved the plan. Here's what it is. Based on the $800 million, I had proposed to pay off the bond. That money would save the city $26 million a year in interest payments. Taxes, $17 million at the current rate. And interest on the balance of the money, $33 million. At $76 million the first year would be taking off of a $201 million budget. It's a great opportunity, a great savings. We can do tremendous things when and if the economy changes and we're able to sell that property.
Was this the Penn National proposal?
This was the Penn National, and they said it to my face. But they wanted this property without a bidding process. And what I've been saying for years is, whoever gets this property, it's an open, transparent bid process.